wrinkle when you run 3-3 without a Reinhardt and instead put a Winston there. Very different play styles, not the permanent shield up front, but the ability to drop a shield over your team on a cooldown.
Exactly, the bubble is what we call it. We'll see if they're going to burst it on this side of things. Boston Uprising looking like they're going to have fusions on the Reinhardt to start. We have seen teams just go for scouting and then adjust their setups according to what they see, but it's looking like Boston are going to stick to their guns for now at least.
You see Muma getting all the support in the world up front, even though he's playing a more passive style of Winston. He's got the Orb of Harmony on him, healing him from Zenyatta. He's getting emergency packs from his Brigitte, which heals him for a burst. And Boston have taken an interesting angle. They're trying to take the high ground away.
Yeah, taking the high ground now, and then they're going to move down into the cubby, into the locker room. Gotta be careful though, don't want to overextend until your shield is in front of you. Exactly, there's fusions moving in to take that position. And now they're gonna start setting up shop, but again, Muma, he's gonna have all the support in the world from the rest of his team. And Boink is there to just contest on the point as well. So long as one of the defensive players are on the point, Boston Uprising can't make any progress.
It's a war of attrition thus far. Cool Matt to the side, just poking away on his Diva, trying to get ultimates up. No one's really found a target to isolate and dive until just now. Muma finds Kelix Lucio on the side, able to call that to his team. They dive him, he's down and out.
Now he's cut off, and you can see Muma already. He knows that eventually Kelix is gonna have to run back in here somehow. And Muma's getting in position to cut him off now, Dante as well. This is gonna get a little dicey here for Kelix. He can be fast, but Muma's already closing the door on him, delaying things further. It looks like finally they're gonna just go ahead and move on back into it. Fight could come into this as Kelix, the ults come online. Aim God gonna go for the trance as the grab gets thrown in on him. Muma cleaving everybody, but he's not gonna find a kill just yet.
It's a big kill to take Lynxer's Brigitte down there. So much sustainable damage is done from that Brigitte there, and the healing she provides as well. With those follow-up kills onto Raucus and Muma respectively, the Boston Uprising should be taking control of this first point.
Such patience being shown from Boston. They could have fallen apart, overextended after Kelix goes down. They could have gone for a reset. Instead, they just take their time and slowly whittle down the defense. Houston Outlaws now going to be the ones, well, we'll see in just a moment here. You can see they're respawning way back over here. This is where the second point is located. And so Boston Uprising now going to make their way over here into the factory. Big thing to keep an eye on here, the check marks for Houston Outlaws. Raucus and Boink, the two key support ultimates that we keep talking about, those are about to come online. So Houston now are going to be really tough to take down.
On assault maps especially, the offense has to overwhelmingly have a victory over the defense because of where those respawn points are from the defense. And something as small as a single kill on your defensive hold might just win you the fight because the offense knows they have to get 2, 3, even 4 kills sometimes to capture the last point.
Exactly, it has to be a definite victory. And Houston, I like this from them. Finding the kill, they're not using any of their ultimates, they're still trying to gain that advantage. In the meantime, Boston Uprising right now, it's only Blase and Kelix who are kind of a little bit behind. Axiom, he's about to get that grab online. Aim God about to get that trance. So we'll be keeping an eye on those now as Boston, once again, gonna go for the push. Fusion with the shields up.
They've got 5 minutes, so they can really pick the fight that they want to have. Now that you have ultimate abilities coming online, there's no hurry for Boston to take it. Another interesting angle of approach as they've now established a presence on the point.
Primal is in, Muma's there, trying to get that, exactly that Ryan out of position. The Shatter doesn't connect with anybody, thrown out there by Fusions. There's the grab, getting chucked into the fight. Axiom trying to find an opening, and Muma will get blown up by Note. Note finding the success on the self-destruct, and that's gonna be big. Axiom just blazing away now in the chaos. The self-destruct gets thrown in by Boink. Raucus has already used his trance, but the rally is online for Lynxer. Still, there's going to be some real progress made here for Boston Uprising. 1 tick picked up, should not be picking up a second, although they might. 2 ticks picked up, and now it's on Houston to get in here.
Self-destruct over the top. Houston trying to bring this one back. They try to get the charge and self-destruct combination. However, Axiom continues his reign of dominance here. That 1 kill on the Fusions, though, keep that in mind, might be enough. And now with Axiom falling, 2 ticks for Boston is going to be it. Time to retreat.
It's going to be it, but the high point, pretty decent. 1 good fight for Boston, and they're going to be locking down this second point. It's so fun, Hex, to see like how things have changed on this map. It used to be that, you know, you could have teams that would just hold indefinitely. They were so good on the defense. But what we've seen so far in the first few days of this season of Overwatch League is that teams are very good at just picking up that second point, and then we're flipping. We're getting into scores of 4-5, 6-5.
I think teams have also managed expectations in those final fights as well. Instead of going to just win the map and win the match, can we get 33%?
Yeah.
Can we get 66%? That progress is permanent once you get it. So you're piecemealing this final capture together.
Exactly, you can see 2 of the blue bars around that B at the top of the map. That's the progress that's permanent for Boston. So let's see, are they going to be able to get the job done here? We've got Grav coming online here for Axiom. He knows where the Diva is. He knows that the Diva is totally out of position on the other side of the point. So he's going to go ahead and commit. Counter Grav getting thrown into it. Self-destruct as well. Ultimates all thrown in wholesale here from both teams. And Fusion's getting overwhelmed. Houston Outlaws looks like they'll hold.
Bit of a rough fight there for Boston as they committed some of their very valuable resources into that lost fight. Now Houston on the chase down. No one gets out alive as Raucus will take down his opposing number on the other side of things. Houston in a good spot. So only a moment ago I said we had 5 minutes left. Now half of that, a little less than 2.5 minutes now on the clock. So about 2 more attempts for Boston to get more progress on this last point of VOLSKAYA.
We've seen that Boston have been able to keep their cool in the past. They got the job done on Hollywood. That was through good teamwork, coordination, and now this
so cool.
There's the angle. Getting taxied in on the side. Houston should definitely have spotted this though. So, but it's a different angle. They go right through that choke point now, and they're gonna go right onto the point itself. So Boston looking to set up shop here behind Fusions.
They really like taking this angle. They took the platform on the way in. Let's take a look at these shatters, see if Fusion can hit a big one.
Yeah, it's about finding that angle. If they can knock him out of position, self-destruct is there. Grav gets thrown in as well here on the Houston Outlaws side. Cool Matt going to not find the kill, but Linkster still manages to remove Note. Cool Matt getting overwhelmed as well, and now that's going to be the delayed Grav thrown in here from Axiom. No big follow-up to it, but some decent damage getting dealt. Fusions with the shatter on one. They're finding some kills here, Boston Uprising, but will it be enough? Still 3 players alive for Houston Outlaws. They're going to be able to draw this out a little bit longer.
Blue in the entire left side of the kill feed means Boston is winning this fight handily. Only a little bit more percentage to get the final completion on this point as well. Now stalling tactics are coming in. You see Houston changing heroes to heroes that are ultra fast, ultra quick. Not going to be enough as Boston will complete the first half of VOLSKAYA Industries.
Excellent work on Boston's side. They kept it together despite the stiff defense thrown in by Houston Outlaws. We'll be taking a quick break before we see if the Houston Outlaws...
Again, let's go again, play VOLSKAYA second half.
The thing is, don't even try, Muma. Don't even try. We already saw Surefour. Surefour actually committed to the sim. Muma, not buying it. Not buying it.
Well, I mean, the sim always comes out on offense now,
yeah,
the scout.
The scout.
Yeah.
I know, but he's going to swap off of it in a second, and then it's just, yeah, okay. Done. See?
Well, that's why you're running all these scout heroes. Cool Matt was on the Sombra, so he'd be invisible and be fast. Move behind him. It seems like now that they know what the other team is doing, they're committed to a different composition. One interesting wrinkle here is Raucus, who played Zenyatta all last half, is now going to be moving to the Moira. So less damage dealing ability, but more group AoE healing, area of effect healing.
And if they get lost, they'll always have the Lighthouse to show them the way. So
Coalescence, a great ability. Heals and damages. Doesn't matter about shields either, goes right through them. So really cool stuff from Raucus. We'll see when they finally try to initiate.
Oh, wow. Going for the hop. Maintaining my high ground as long as they can, but Muma's going to go ahead and take the fight to the point itself. Fusion's hidden in his bubble, will be able to back off now. And once again, so long as Boston keep a body on that point, they'll be all right. They need to be careful about not getting split up, however. Kellick's going to be able to make his way back to the rest of his team. But this could be a first tick picked up here for Houston. Yep, sure enough, they've got 33% and counting now.
Permanent progress on the point now with Axiom falling. This might just continue going Houston's way. It does just that. Boink and Dante put their name on the board, taking out their counterparts as well. There's Raucus. This is all Houston on point A.
It really is. This first point really does turn into a game of chicken. I mean, we're getting these control points. It's 3-3 versus 3-3, and then it turns into who's going to flinch first. So far, Houston has done a good job of just keeping their cool.
Yeah, who's going to use ultimates first, who's going to do things like that. Now, Fusions has not had these amazing Earth Shatter ultimate abilities, but he's getting it up every minute. 1 minute and 9 seconds, his average ultimate charge time.
He's a monster. This is what we expected to see. Dante about to get the grab online. He knows the Note is turned the other way. We're going to get the shatter in, though. Big one getting thrown into it. And the grab follow-up as well. Self-destruct straight on the point. And the shield is going to be there to save the Boston Uprising, but they are dropping dangerously low. Not, however, the case for Houston Outlaws. They're dead. 3 of them.
Raucus just going to reset. You lost a couple of heroes early on. We mentioned how Assault, you have to play so much better as the offense. Just to the right of Brigitte right there is where the defense is going to respawn. Aim God looking to launch volleys across the map. Of course, doing extra damage will help him get his ultimate ability up faster.
That's what it's all about. And hell, hit a couple of headshots. Might get a kill as well. A feel-good moment. Jonak, not on the server right now.
Unless you're on the receiving side of those headshots across the map. You're like, oh man, I just left spawn, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry. All right, Houston Outlaws, once again, pushing on to the point. Second point now for them. Let's see, are they gonna get it done? Now he's grab angled there, thrown in by Axiom. Muma getting taken for a ride. He gets a bubble, so he will survive, and the sound barrier is there as well, but the focus fire, too good. Fusions, he can't survive. Nearly had a shatter online as well. Good start shaping up here for Houston Outlaws. They just need to find another kill here to perhaps start that snowball rolling down the hill.
They're starting to get to their ultimate abilities. It started out, I thought it was just going to be like a bunt kind of play for Houston, but they found themselves a couple kills. Now they're committed, now they're into it. However, they lost a couple of their tank players, going to have to retreat. No progress on the point. I think Houston accidentally fought there. They were going in with such fewer resources that I thought it was going to be like a bunt in baseball. We're gonna sacrifice here and then get something out of it at the end. They're gonna sacrifice the fight, hope that Boston used abilities and they didn't, but then they started winning and then they actually got abilities online and started getting abilities, yeah.
Getting excited, like maybe we're gonna get this done, and then doesn't happen. Fusion back in that fight with the shield, kept his team alive. But Houston have got a couple of ults online now, so it's about getting this shield down so that Muma can get an angle for the shatter. That big stun can really turn the tide. They're gonna cut him off. Blase getting caught out in the open. Not gonna help things. The grab gets thrown in and the shatter canceled. Muma just throwing it out there, and that's gonna wreck the rest of his team.
They're committed, but Muma's down. That's a really big loss. The only loss so far, though, for the Outlaws as they continue to push. Progress on the point. Still some stall. They get off the point to go fight, actually.
The grab is, well, really thrown in there, but now they get back onto the point with 3. First tick, second tick, looking good here for Houston. The rally thrown into it here on the Boston. No, side on the Lynxer side, it's Dante who will find the kill on Highligths, and they're just gonna go in swinging. Fusion's getting focused, not gonna survive. Axiom, dodges the body block by Coolmat. And like, now they're just trickling. They're just trying to get in, but they're not gonna happen. And Boston uprising. Really long, drawn-out fight, Hex. One at a time, dying.
It's a game of inches and a game of seconds right there. You saw Kelix in there using Lucio's ability to ride up walls, try to stall out the point and just exist. He dies right before AimGod is able to get out there with Transcendence and heal him up. If Kelix lives, then he's able to move people around. Might be a different final fight, but a good catch there. A second earlier from AimGod, Kelix probably lives, and we might just still be seeing a fight on VOLSKAYA last right now.
A good catch from our observers there as well, our in-game directors, giving us Lynxer's perspective. That key stun, canceling out the shatter from Fusions, really putting a, a stick in the spokes. So Boston now, they're going to be the ones flipping. With less time on the clock, they're going to be starting off on offense. So the onus is on them now to get some progress on this first point. Houston Outlaws on the defense should be feeling pretty comfortable. 3 minutes in the bank for them. They're looking good.
Sometimes there's an advantage that doesn't really mean a whole lot, like a minute 13 to a minute 10. No one really cares about 3 seconds, but 2 minutes is a really big deal. Boston has to be feeling some pressure right now because with only a minute on the clock, you really only have 1, maybe 2 good fights at point A.
You can squeak a second, but it's going to be chaotic, and you're just going to have to get a little lucky there.
You're almost going to have to win without ultimates because generally ultimates take a minute or so, minute plus to charge.
So this will be getting into that overtime quick, but we'll see. Boston now moving forward, sticking to their guns, not really changing up the strategy. More of the same from them. Houston side of things, similar approach as well. Fusion's really sticking to that Rhine, but we have Muma on the Winston, so a little bit more mobility on Muma's side. He'll be able to dart in and out, but Boston once again taking that path above the locker room. High ground is theirs. They're going to be able to walk off the balcony if they'd like. Kelix kind of keeping an eye on things. But 40 seconds on the clock now, Hex.
Now they only really have 1 fight here. They're going to have to commit. They're going to have to go for it. The first kill on either side is going to be so important.
Man, Muma nearly got punished there. He dropped so low, but excellent support from his healers to get him popped up again to dodge it. And he will survive, but not the same for Raucus. Note the assassin removes the healer, and now Lynxer's going to feel the heat. Trying to get the punish on AimGod, trying to trade it out, but AimGod getting great support as well. He will survive, and Boston Uprising now looking great. All the kills going their way, and just like that, they had a minute to get it done. They don't even need the minute, Hex. They get it done before that.
An absolutely brilliant play. play by Note. It's so much in Overwatch is about read and react. He reads that Raucus is alone on the high ground momentarily while Boink is off doing something else, finds that single target, eliminates him. He isolated the healing target, able to take him out. Nice play from Note, and now they get an extension on the clock. Not much though, probably only one chance at last.
Yeah, for one chance, it's gonna be one fight. But they do have an edge. They have ultimates online as well. The rally already getting used by Blase, but AimGod and Kelix have both got their ultimates. This is just gonna be a big chaotic ult fiesta. All the teams, all the tools, everything getting thrown into this. Who's gonna come out on top? Who is going to flinch first? Raucus kicking it off with a kill on Fusions. Isn't gonna help things here for Boston. No kills with the self-destruct. Nope, gonna throw in one of his own though. And there it is, Uma is out of it. Quick res though for him. He should be able to find his way back in here, but Boston still finding the kills. Not giving up just yet.
Note is on the heavy carry, but Fusions comes back in. He died early in the fight, and now he's back. They're swinging away, trying to get as much progress as possible. And now 33. Can they get 66?
Oh, it's looking
Not
good.
quite.
It's looking likely they're going to get 66. They could pick up all three right now. This is unreal. Boston, they might pick up 4 points. It's looking good. So likely now as they're getting all of the kills. 6 alive, and Boston somehow starting off their offensive push with a minute, managed to pick up both points versus the Houston Outlaws.
With a minute and a prayer, and sometimes when it is down to your last fight, players will play a little bit looser. You're not worried about just overarching strategy. I got ult, I'm gonna use ult,
yeah,
right? It's
throw it in there.
Exactly what happens. Fusion died early in that fight, but it's a great job by the rest of the team to stay alive, use ultimates, let him come back and sustain through the fight.
Once he gets back into that fight, oh, we're gonna get Note's perspective. He saw that Raucus was already low, saw that Raucus was cut off. What map awareness from Note to pick up that high value target and start the ball rolling for his team. This is the level that we expect to see from Note though. He impressed all of us last season, and it seems like he's coming into it now, finding his own after the long break.
It is kind of strange that last season no one talks about him as maybe the best diva in the league, because we are all so blinded by self-destructs from Poco, and there's so many the mechanical play of like the NYXL and London divas as well, but Note has just been as consistent can be. He gives you everything you need defensively, has those giant plays, and I've talked about this before. If you give me a diva that I know exactly what they're gonna do all the time, I take it every day of the week. I want consistency out of my diva play, and no one's been better than Note.
Oh, Linkser, I like this. They're probably not gonna give him a target to work with, but it would be fun to see some Widow play out of him. We did talk a bit about it at the beginning. One of the best damage dealers in the league, but he will be relegated to the Brigida. And they're sticking to their guns here. Houston Outlaws and Boston both. But Houston have a bit more time to work. 3 minutes. They shouldn't be feeling the pressure quite as much. They're running back to spawn now after getting the scout, so perhaps they've got a back pocket strat. It is looking like wholesale changes. Excellent. We will get Linkser on the Widow, and Dante's going to the skies. He's on the Pharah. Okay then, Hex, how do you think this is going to play out?
Well, this is what I was talking about that Houston needed to utilize. They know exactly what Boston's going to run. They're not going to throw a curveball at you, so find a strategy that's able to beat it. And under VOLSKAYA, especially, we can spread out all these different angles from all your damage dealers. The multiple damage composition can work.
Once again, though, same thing, but this time there is backup, and he will get demeched. Might end up costing him. Boink, however, going down is going to hurt things here for Houston. In fact, Raucus and Boink both dead. And that should be the end of this offensive push here for Houston. They're going to have to back off. And we'll see. Do they like to stick to their strategy here, or are they going to go for the change? They've got time. They still got time to go ahead for another push if they like.
They did reset here, but I think the point of this strategy is that you want to get your EMP up. Of course, Sombra's ultimate shuts down the other team, unable to use any abilities like shields, like healing, like barriers, and then they're extremely exposed to what Dante's shooting from the sky, and Linkser as well.
Coolmat's having a tough time of it right now, though. Only at 29%
Slow Ralph
for his ult, so it's a slow burn on his side of things. Linkser, I like it. Clever angle, and he reaps the rewards. Headshot on Axiom to kick things off. And the follow-up on Note. There we go. You can look for the combos, or you can just get people in the face. Linkser doing work right now. Fusion doesn't know which way to face. He's gone. Linkser, once again, with the help of Dante, Houston Outlaws will pick up the first point.
It's so impressive Linkser's able to start hitting those shots right away, because a lot of Widowmaker players need warm-up. It's a very precise, mechanical hero. If you're not hitting headshots, you're almost doing nothing. It's just difficult to do. He's been on Brigida, does not require the same level of finesse, and he comes in cold, but ends up coming in hot.
Yeah, that was the big one to start. But again, with the mind games, where am I going to be now? They don't know where I'm set up, and it works perfectly for them. And now we're going to start having those ults online. Could have the combo, could have that EMP barrage. Dante's got the barrage coming up as well.
With only 1 minute and 15 seconds, I think you just wait for Cool Matt to get EMP. You have to wait for it. That's your ace strategy. That's why you're running this composition. EMP, use it with something else, and hopefully win the point. But they don't have a ton of time.
Well, Kelix gets hunted down by Linkster in the back line. Linkster's gone for the aggressive play with the Tracer. And there it is. The EMP gets thrown in immediately, as well as Dante's barrage. They are finding the kills. The question is it enough? 2 tanks, 2 supports still alive for Boston. They're going to be tough to kill quickly. You got Kelix is dancing around on the point right now, trying to keep Note alive. Not going to happen. Self-destruct thrown out, though. That's going to make things a little frustrating here for Houston. They're going to have to back off.
That self-destruct was not intended to kill anyone. It was just that he needed a new, fresh mech call down. And with Fusion's getting a kill, Note getting a kill, it's back to the drawing board for the Houston Outlaws. They've got Pulse Bomb to work with now. This has to be the best Pulse Bomb of Overwatch League history. He's got to hit his support in the back line and hope that support walks to his other support, maybe take down some tanks as well.
Well, we're seeing the changes now. They have to go through with it because they need to ferry him back to the point as quickly as possible. Linkster needs to stay alive at all costs. He's going to be the one touching the point to buy time for his team to get into position. They're running back as quickly as possible. 3 seconds on the clock now, and the fight begins. And already Linkster just going for it. Pulse Bomb not going to connect. Now they have nothing really to work with on the ult front. Instead, it's Boston Uprising, not wasting any time, committing to sound barrier, taking advantage of these ultimates that they do have. And now Aim God's got the trance as well. It's going to be so difficult to kill off anybody on Boston. Houston Outlaws, they're on the edge of losing it, Hex.
These Uprising supports have done such a great job of keeping each other alive and using the abilities at the right time. You use Sound Barrier to make sure your Zenyatta stays alive. He stays alive. He's going to have Transcendence if you need it. The support play for the back line of the Uprising has been great.
Excellent work from Boston. They kept it together until the end. We're going to take a break and see if they're going to be able to win the series on the final map.